Guys, just going to do a quick update on Solana again. As you can see, I've done this video 11 days ago and the price was sitting around 171. And I was saying we're looking way too similar to last cycle, right? Bull run into bear market. Bull run, are we going into bear market? So the price was 171. So 11 days later, we're now down to 151. And, I hate to break it to you guys, but it's looking exactly like the last cycle. And we've dropped back below the weekly again, which is very, very scary, guys, because if we actually look at this, right, bull run, we had a buy signal from the SMC bot, bull run into bear market, relief rally, bear market relief rally into the actual bear market, right? Bull run, pull back, relief rally, and we're coming back down. Like it's scary how similar this chart is. And we look here, we broke back below the SMC weekly. We had a sell signal flash up. We've got sell signals flash up. We're breaking below the weekly. So technically, we are here. And what happened here is 12 weeks of continuous downside, right? 3 months of downside. Is it going to happen again? We really need to break to the upside, right? Because if we start to push down here, it's almost symmetrical to what happened last cycle, right? I'd be crazy not to take some more profits off the table. I've already taken most of my profits off the table, as you guys know. I took some profits. Let me just get my drawing tool, wherever that is. So I took some profits here, and I took some more profits here as well. Okay. So this kind of range. I don't know where my drawing tool's gone, but that will work for now. Here it is. So yeah, it's just looking way too symmetrical. For me to get out of this, I need to see a push higher. I need to see us push higher, because for now, the trend is your friend. We seem to be repeating history. We seem to be getting these relief rallies. The price done a 3,000% move to the upside. Someone who put $1 million in down here made $30 million in a couple of years. Someone who put $10,000 in down here made $300,000 in a couple of years. Okay, it's a huge amount of money to make in a very short amount of time. Pigs get slaughtered. Those who take profits often end up winning, and those who hold hoping for higher prices often are in the 90% who lose, right? It might even be 95%. So most people lose. But the scary thing is most people actually won up here, right? Most people won. Most people were in huge profits. They don't sell. They get sucked into the, it's coming. It's going to pump again. It's going to pump again. And then before you know it, you're down here going, why didn't I sell? Well, if you bought down here, you would have been 100x up back here. Why didn't I sell? Why didn't I take profits? I was 10x up, I was 15x up, I was 25x up. And the cycle continues, and then everyone says, next cycle I'm not going to make the same mistake. And then, a lot of people don't actually. They end up taking profit. They dollar cost average out as the price goes up. It's very hard to time tops. And, I was hoping for 500 Solana. I was hoping for 1,000 Solana. Why did I start to take profits here? Well, no one can time tops, guys, right? So I started to DCA out because, hey, I might be wrong. Maybe we don't go to 500. Maybe we don't go to $1,000. What if I'm wrong and we go into a bear market here? Well, I've now prevented myself from ending up in the 10% to make a loss. So not really much to talk about, Sol, guys. It looks exactly like last cycle. I said when we break this weekly trend line, history says that we go into a bear market. We crawled up this weekly trend line. We bought in down here. We took some more long positions here because we came back to support. What happens when you come back to support? Usually see another push to the upside. Like here, we came back to support, push to the upside. And I said, when we break this, I'll start to get concerned, right? Because it's technically the bull run trend line. And, when you break this, you often come back and retest it. And then you end up going into some sort of a bear market. This is going to be a major level to watch, which is going to be around $100, $110. Because that is, $100 actually. Let's call it $100. That's going to be a big level to watch, because really, if you're a bull, you're going to want to bounce here, right? Because then you might have some sort of W breakout. You come back, you retest the W, and you try to push for higher prices. If you're a bear, or even if you're a bull, you're going to get very worried if you start to lose this level, especially if you lose it and retest it, because then you are pushing for lower prices, right? So a key level to watch. And we also have here this clear trend line that happened last cycle where we sort of came down like this. And, you know, we're starting to see that again. This wick was crazy, but I guess we can run it from this wick. So are we going to come down into this resistance, right? And even when we broke out of this resistance, we were in a bear market, so we didn't have a breakout to the top. We just had this sideways trend, right? So if we follow last cycle, it's going to look something like this, right? And into a bear market, and then that's where I look to accumulate. That's where I look to load up and start to bag up for next cycle. That's the plan, right? That's the plan, and it's going to take max patience. We can see, look at the buy pressure indicator down here, how long it lasted. It was like January 22 all the way to December, January 23. A whole year of accumulating all the way down, until we actually found the bottom. And then, you know, people got bored. You can see buy pressure dropping off. People got bored. People started to give up on crypto. And then as people start to give up, it actually ended up being the exact bottom, right? And I don't think we see that yet. We've only just started to see the first wave of accumulation down here. And, you know, last time it lasted 12 months. So it really does look like we're about to go into a bear market on altcoins. I know a lot of them are down already, but I mean, look at Solana. It's still at $152, and it was $8. It was $8 and it's 152, right? So it's still up over 15x today in this pullback. So a lot of people are still in huge profits, even in this pullback. But I don't like to go into the camp of holding and hoping for higher and higher, because, you know, do you have a strategy? If we come down and we break this level, what's your strategy if we're at $56? Right, and it's currently 150. When I made that video last week, it was 170. When I said I'm selling and I put a sell alert, it was 250. Like, when are you gonna sell? Because most humans actually will hold into the bear market, and they'll hold their bags all the way down. So, you know, trade it as you wish. This is just my strategy. This is just what I do. You know, I buy in the bear market and then I dollar cost average out into the pumps, and I hope that we get more pumps and more pumps. But hey, what if I'm wrong and we come down? I'm not planning to hold my bags down into a bear market, guys. I'll sell the rest of my bags if we start to lose key supports. And technically, I could sell the rest of my Solana now. We still have an ETF that's potentially pending. The stock market seems like it wants to go up only. So I'm kind of seeing how it goes. If we lose these levels, then I probably will sell the rest of my bags. You know, don't forget, I'm still 500% in profits on my final bag, even if it comes down to this level and starts to lose this level, right? So it's still a huge gain that I've made in Solana, and I've already taken a lot of profits. What are you doing on Sol? Are you holding for higher prices? Do you think we're going to go much higher? What's your price targets? I hope we do, right? I hope we do go higher. It would be nice, really, if we just go into a bear market and then we get the ETF, because if we get the ETF, it's going to be very hard to kind of predict what Solana is going to do. Because if we get the ETF, and historically we usually go into a bear market, are we going to have a blow off top when the ETF launches? Are retail going to dump on the institutions? Are the institutions just going to continue to accumulate like a dollar cost average strategy? We haven't really seen that from the ETH ETF, right? So the Ethereum ETF has still not surpassed the price it was when it launched. So, you know, are people going to look at the ETH ETF, look at the Solana ETF, how they've looked at the ETH ETF? It's very hard to predict how that's going to work. What would be nice is if we go into a bear market and then eventually we get the ETH ETF approval, because then institutions can just accumulate a massive discount, right? If it's 80-90% down and we get an ETF approval, it's going to be a huge opportunity for the ETF and institutions to accumulate, as well as retail. So yeah, that's it for now, guys. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. You can lose all your money investing in anything, especially crypto. And yeah, don't forget to always do your own research. If you want to follow my calls, if you want to stay up to date with my posts, head over to my X. You can see my X account here, and you can also get involved with the Discord if you want to see my buy alerts, my portfolio, the stocks that I'm buying. We've got a professional leverage trader in the Discord who gives regular signals on longs and shorts. If you want to see all those, head over to the Patreon and yeah, get signed up there. That's it for now, guys. Until then, I will catch you in the next one.